Hey there, so glad you're here. Let's dive into something kind of mysterious, kind of awesome. The Doctrine of Angels. I'm going to walk you through what the Bible and systematic theology say about angels in a way that's simple, everyday, and totally relatable. No weird jargon. Whether you're new to all this or just curious, this is for you. Grab a drink, relax, and let's explore together. We'll start with a few key passages to anchor things. In Job, we read about the angels present at creation. When the morning stars sang together, Job 38:7. In Hebrews it says, "Are they not all spirits sent out to serve those who will inherit salvation?" Hebrews 1:14. And in Colossians we're reminded that Jesus is the one through whom and for whom all things were created, including the invisible things, the thrones, powers. Colossians 1:16. These are just a few spots. There are more, but they help frame what we're talking about. All right, so let's break this down. Doctrine of Angels basically means, what does the Bible teach about angels? Who they are, what they do, and why they matter. Angels are spiritual beings created by God. They're not humans turned into spirits, and they didn't just appear randomly. They were made. They're different from us. We're physical and spiritual. Angels are spiritual, though sometimes they show up in visible form. They don't have free will like humans in the sense of procreation. They don't reproduce, and they don't die like humans do. They serve God. They carry messages. They help. They're part of God's larger team, so to speak, in the universe. There are also fallen angels, spirits who rebelled. So when we talk about angels, we're not only talking about cute guardian types, but a spiritual reality that includes functioning under God's control and the possibility of rebellion. Lastly, angels are not God. They are creatures, though very powerful, though limited. They're part of creation. So when theology says angelology, or the doctrine of angels, it's trying to systematically understand all of that, their origin, nature, purpose, and role. Where did angels come from? The Bible implies they were created by God. For example, Psalm 148 says, "He commanded and they were created." What are they like? They're spirit beings. They sometimes appear in visible form. They're higher than humans in some sense, but they're still creatures. What do? They worship God. They serve God. They deliver messages. They help in God's plan. They may carry out judgment. Are there different kinds of angels? Yes. Theology sometimes talks about orders or ranks, cherubim, seraphim, archangels, but the Bible doesn't give a full, neat catalog, so we hold that loosely. What about fallen angels or Satan? They're part of the picture too. Angels who rebelled are in Scripture. Their end is serious. Theology uses that to show sin's seriousness and God's ultimate authority. Why does this matter to us? Because this teaches that the spiritual world is real. God's plans are bigger than just what we see, and it invites us into a bigger story. That context helps when we face life, when we see evil, when we need comfort, and when we want to worship. So, in short, angels are real, purposeful, spiritual beings created by God, not human, not lesser gods, but important helpers and messengers in God's great drama. Okay, let's bring this home with some modern analogies and examples. Imagine you're playing a massive online multiplayer game, like an MMO. In this world, you're a player, but behind the game, the developers and moderators are orchestrating things you don't always see. Think of angels kind of like those moderators or invisible game helpers. You don't always see them. They're way more powerful than you in some ways. They have roles you don't fully know about, but they're on your side if they're aligned with good. They enforce rules, help maintain order, and send messages from the developers. That's kind of an analogy for good angels responding to God, helping enact what He wants, while also respecting your role as a player. Now take this into your day-to-day life. You're moving through challenges. You feel alone. You wonder, does God even know what I'm going through? The doctrine of angels reminds you you're not the only one God has made. There are spiritual beings that exist in the universe. They don't replace God or you, but God uses them. You're part of a bigger story. Also, when you scroll through TikTok or Instagram and you see highlight reels of superpowered beings or guardians or teams of watchers or spiritual warriors, that vibe is a popular or poetic echo of this real spiritual truth. The doctrine helps cut through the myths. Angels are not comic book superheroes with no rules. They're real spiritual beings who exist under God's command. Here's another example. Think about when you get an unexpected, kind text, or someone shows up in your life when you really need help. A friend, a counselor, a surprising message. Sometimes we might say, that was a mini miracle. The doctrine of angels doesn't guarantee that every help is an angel, but it reminds us God is active, and sometimes He uses unseen helpers. Not every good thing is an angelic intervention, but every good thing is in line with a God who uses more than just what you see. And here's one more thought. Consider the idea of protesters or whistleblowers in society who highlight injustice. They stand against powerful systems. The doctrine of fallen angels reminds us there's a spiritual dimension behind injustice, temptation, and evil, just like a hacker fighting a system, but in a bigger sense. So when you face pressure, temptation, or feel like you're going against a current you don't fully understand, you're not alone. The spiritual world is real. The doctrine of angels says, yes, the spiritual realm matters. But also remember this, the doctrine reminds us Jesus is supreme. Whatever angels do, they serve. They're not the answer in themselves. They don't override your direct connection with God, just like you don't go straight to a moderator instead of the developer. The developer is still ultimate. In the same way, God is ultimate. Angels help. So here's a gentle challenge for you. Take a moment this week to reflect on the unseen, the things in your life you don't fully understand, the obstacles, the blessings, the quiet help you got. Ask yourself, could there be unseen help here? Could God be involving more than I realize? That's not to chase after angels or make them a thing you obsess over. It's to broaden your vision of how God works. Another thing, if you face temptation or hardship, remember you're not alone. The doctrine of angels reminds us that God's world is bigger than our five senses. You might feel small, but you're part of something big, part of a story that includes spiritual allies and spiritual realities. Let that give you hope. Lastly, let this motivate you to worship. If angels are created beings who worship God high and low, then how much more reason do you have to join that worship? Your voice matters. Your story matters. The same God who created the angels invites you in. So my challenge is this. When you pray this week, include this line, God, open my eyes to what I don't see. Help me live aware of your presence and your helpers. Use me in your story, and then go live like you believe God is bigger than you see, because He is. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and exploring the doctrine of angels. I hope it helped you see a little more of the spiritual world and reminded you that you're part of something vast and meaningful. If you like this, maybe reflect, maybe share with a friend, or just sit quietly with the thought, God made beings to assist His plan. He made me to join it. Come back anytime and we can dive deeper together. Until then, take care, stay open, and thank you for watching. Peace and blessings your way.